There are many references to Berserk throughout most of the Soul games, with Elden Ring particularly brimming with those references. For instance, sword monuments reminiscent of those in Berserk, along with identical swords, can be found in Elden Ring, echoing elements from Berserk Volume 17, Hill of Swords. Another notable reference is the Tree of Corpses from Berserk, where Guts was born, which parallels the village of the Albinaurics in Elden Ring. The resemblance between the prisoner's iron mask and the mask worn by Griffith during his imprisonment is very similar. It's evident that Miyazaki is a fan of Berserk, and if you want him to develop a Berserk game in the future, smash that subscribe button and hit that like button. It does help me out with the YouTube algorithm, and I much appreciate it. Today we are immersing ourselves in the role of Guts, donning the Berserk Armor, and endeavoring to conquer the game and become Elden Lord. Given that Guts possesses the Dragon Slayer's sword, we are focusing our efforts on maximizing and going all in on strength in this playthrough. I hope you enjoy. But first, I was reminded that I was maidenless.
Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless.
And then again,
but you, I am afraid, are maidenless.
I did what anyone would do. I developed anger issues and took it out on these low-level guards.
This way, Tarnished. May I have a word?
I went to the Church of Ella to meet with the witch Rennala.
A pleasure to meet thee, Tarnished. I am the witch Rennala.
I then made my way to the Third Church of America to pick up the Flask of Wondrous Physics and to get that sacred tear. I then spoke to Malenia, which took me to the Round Table Hold. And this is where I could finally get my Berserk Armor set. But I realized I didn't have enough ruins, so I went off and gathered some ruins. Now that I finally have enough ruins, I bought my Berserker Armor set. Now that I've equipped my armor, I can face my first challenge. Now that I have my Berserker Armor set, I can face my first challenge, Margit the Fell Omen. That is some decent damage without even upgrading my weapon yet.
Smoldering with thy cower in fear of the night. The hands of the fell Omen shall rule.
I made my way to Stormvale Castle, where I decided to go through the main gate.
Open the gate!
Feeling confident with my recent victory, I made my way to the second arena, where I faced Godrick the Grafted. To be honest, going into this, I was a little overconfident. this moment I knew I could end him with one open shot. I was too greedy.
Didst thou witness?
And if that defeat wasn't humiliating enough, I almost got killed by 2 sheep. But I got my revenge at the end. So I made my way to the smoldering church, where I got invaded by another victim. After defeating the invader, I made my way to Caelid, where I raided every grave for ruins I could find. After gathering up some ruins, I went mining for some smithing stones, and gathered as much smithing stones as I could find. I grabbed a golden foot and almost got killed. Where my wolfkin made a brave sacrifice, I could defeat the magma worm. Having gathered a few smithing stones, I could finally start upgrading my weapon. This cycle continued for a few hours, where I could finally upgrade my weapon to almost the max. With my Flask of Wonders physics and my upgraded Dragon Slayer sword, round 2 is not going to be the same as round 1's defeat. As you can see, it does a ton of damage. And just like that, we're at phase 2.
The Lord of all that.
After I killed Godrick the Grafted, I spotted Gatekeeper Gostoc,
We'll return together,
and so I decided to kill him,
bathed in rays of gold.
because he steals 30% of my ruins.
I'm free.
After killing the Gatekeeper, I made my way to Liurnia, where I grabbed the glintstone key and finished off the glintstone dragon. I went through the main gate of Liurnia, and arriving at the Liurnia of the Lakes, I faced my first boss, the Red Wolf of Radagon. Facing the Red Wolf of Radagon, it stood no chance against my Dragon Slayer sword. Although my dodging was questionable here at the end, I still defeated it with minimal hits taken. And I decided to take the shortcut, and I died. But let's rewind that and try again. I then headed to face the Carian Knight, which also stood virtually no chance against the Dragon Slayer sword. I then went to face Rennala, Queen of the Full Moon.
Hush, little Calva. I'll soon birth thee anew, a sweeting, fresh and pure.
First phase was a walk in the park. Nobody stands any chance against the Dragon Slayer sword.
My beloved, have no fear. I will hold thee. Patience. Ye will be countless born, forever and ever.
Upon my name as Rani the Witch. Mother's rich slumber shall not be disturbed by thee. Foul trespasser. Send word far and wide. Of the last queen of Caria, Rennala of the Full Moon. And the majesty of the night she conjureth.
And with the sword mostly upgraded, she did not stand a chance. And one final swing and I am victorious. The Berserk Armor looks really cool against this full moon.
Where did ye flee, my sweetings? Come out from whence ye hide.
I then made my way to Leyndell, the capital, where I created this cool time lapse. Finally facing Morgott, the Omen King. Before I entered its arena, I got Margit Shackle from Mirkwater. Trying to use Morgott Shackle in the second phase seems like it didn't work. I only later found out that you can only use it in the first phase. And I almost got totally annihilated by one blow from Morgott.
I cannot bear thy part in this shall not be forgiven.
I checked the throne room, which are still covered by thorns. So Malenia appeared to me and told me to go to the snowy mountaintops of the giants, where I got invaded by the bloody finger Okina. And he did not stand any chance. So I went to go face the fire giant and got absolutely demolished. Thinking I can still take him. Big mistake. So if you first don't succeed, try again. With just one swing, I did 51,000 damage, which is crazy. I don't know how I did that, or why this happened. So it said I defeated the fire giant, but the fire giant was still there. So I was panicking. But it's safe to say there was definitely a glitch in the game. With the help of Malenia, I committed a cardinal sin and burned the Erdtree. And made my way to the first boss fight. And found myself in crumbling Farmazula. And made my way to the first boss fight. And without any hesitation, I just jumped into the first fight. I brought out my lone wolves just to take the aggression off of me. But I was overconfident. As an insane person, I didn't change anything or any tactics, I just went straight into the second fight. When they lined up beautifully, I knew this was my one and only shot. I then made my way to Maliketh.
Destined death.
And yet again, I was too confident in myself. With the tree sentinel out of the way, I went again to try and face Maliketh. Again, huge amounts of damage. The Dragon Slayer's sword hit Maliketh so hard that he didn't even reach his second phase. I woke up in Leyndell completely destroyed and made my way to face Gideon.
Here you'd come to stand before the Elden, to become Elden Lord, to fight rule in my bones.
Beating Gideon brought my confidence back, and I knew now that nobody stood a chance against me. And now I can face Godfrey. But this battle just reminded me why this is a Firm Software game. That the previous battles doesn't mean anything. And so I try again. With Godfrey defeated, my confidence was over 9,000, and I knew that with the Berserk Armor set and the Dragon Slayer sword, Radagon and the Elden Beast didn't stand a chance. Trying to heal up in this chaos and dodging all the stars, my confidence was too much. With this defeat behind me, I decided to activate Godrick's Great Ruin. With Godrick's Great Ruin activated, I went on a bit of a side quest. And on my side quest, I got the Finger Seal, Golden Vow, as well as the Flame Give Me Strength. And so I decided to face a Radahn. As always, I stepped in with too much confidence, and Radahn's aimbot arrows almost got me killed. Having summoned a few friends to help me, I mounted my trusty steed and charged forth into battle. Defeating Radahn, I watched the stars fall from the sky. After defeating Radahn, I made my way back to the Elden Throne to claim my victory. With Golden Vow and Flame granting me strength, I'm pretty sure round 2 is gonna go much easier than round 1. Huge amounts of damage. But my overconfidence was the death of... again. Take 2. I almost killed the Elden Beast with that swing. And with the Berserk Armor set and the Dragon Slayer sword, it slayed a god. And I can now mend the Elden Ring to become Elden Lord.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall an age of fracture.
And just like that, Guts is now Elden Lord. Roll the credits. But we all know why you're here. You want to see the Berserk Armor against Malenia. So let's do that. And as Elden Lord, I should have no problem defeating Malenia. Again, I should have healed, I was too greedy, and so forth, I died. So we are here for round 2.
Blade of Miquella.
But also, that didn't go as planned. Let's try for round 3. But I'm 100% sure that round 3... I called in the wolves just to take the aggro off of me. I could not dodge that attack. And with my defeat, I decided to go off an adventure and level up my strength. I spent a few days farming this spot and leveled up my strength till 99. So I faced Mohg, the Lord of Blood, and then also I went off to get the Mimic tier just to help me with Malenia. Huge amounts of damage.
I can see it as clear as day. The coming of our dynasty. Morgott.
And with my confidence back, I faced Malenia one last time. After phase 1, I am confident that I can defeat her phase 2. Okay, so for the last time, this is the last round, I'm definitely going to defeat her this time. Luckily he took most of the aggro and he took that shot so I could come in and finish her off with a final blow. Though it costed me my life, but in the end I did defeat Malenia, the Goddess of Rot. Let me know if you enjoyed this playthrough of Guts as wearing the Berserk Armor set with the Dragon Slayer sword. Let me know how was your first playthrough of Elden Ring, and please hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. It does help me out with the YouTube algorithm. If you made it this far in the video, you're going to absolutely love this next video.